Hello and welcome to ixamBee. Embrace the ixamBee learning experience to prepare 50% faster. In this video, we are going to cover some important MCQs based on object-oriented programming in Java. So let us look at this first question. Here you have to predict the output of the following code. There is a class animal with a method called sound. Class cat extends animal and you have another method sound in the class cat. In the main function, you are creating an animal object and initializing it to the cat constructor. Then you are calling a.sound. You have to tell what would be the output. So the output here would be B, that is meow. If you look at this code, we have created an animal object and initialized it with a cat constructor. So when a.sound is going to be called, it is going to output the implementation provided by the sound method given in the class cat. In this next question, it is asked what is the default access modifier assigned to fields and methods in Java if none is explicitly specified. The answer to this question would be D, package private. So if no access modifier is assigned to fields or methods in Java, then it becomes package private. In this question, you have to predict the output of the following code. You have a class base with a base constructor and the class derived is extending the base class. The derived constructor also is implemented in class derived. In the main method, you are creating a derived object and calling the constructor of derived. You have to tell what would be the output. So in this case, the output would be C. First, base constructor would be printed and then the derived constructor would be printed. You have to keep in mind that when a derived object is going to be created, it would be first calling the base constructor and then it will call its own constructor. In this question, it is asking which of the following statements about constructors in Java is false. The answer here is D. A constructor can be inherited by a subclass exactly like a normal method. This statement is false with respect to constructors. It cannot be inherited by a subclass, and it is not a normal method. It is a very special method that has the same name as that of the class, and it is used for object initialization. In this next question, it asks which of the following correctly describes composition in object-oriented design. And the answer to this question is B, has a relationship. So if you are talking about composition in object-oriented design, then it would have a has a relationship. This question again asks you for the prediction of the output. Here you have a base class with the show method and the static void display method. The class derived extends from the base class. Here again you have the static void display implementation. In the main function, you are creating a base class object and initializing it with the new derived. And then you are calling b.display. You have to tell what would be the output. The answer to this question is A, base. So let us see how we derive at this output. Here we have the base class B and it is initialized to new derived constructor. In the derived class, you see you have a static void display function. Now static void display function is also available in the base class. Since this is static, the base class display function will be called and base would be the output. In this next question, it is asked what is upcasting in the context of Java inheritance. So casting a subclass object to its superclass type is known as upcasting. So the answer here is option A. In this next question, it is asked which of the following would cause a compilation error related to method overloading. So you have to choose which is going to produce a compilation error when a method overloading is occurring. The answer would be B. Two methods with the same name, same parameter types, but a different return type only will always cause a compilation error because the system will not be able to understand how to resolve the methods. So those were some of the important MCQs with respect to object-oriented programming in Java. I hope you understood the concept well. Have a wonderful learning experience with ixamBee and thank you for watching.